On this President's Day, thousands of Americans took part in what they called Not My President Day. There were anti-President Trump rallies in a number of cities, from New York to Washington, D.C., from Chicago to Los Angeles. And tonight in the UK, nearly 2 million people have now signed a petition to take away the invitation for a state visit that's been extended to President Trump. There was a major debate about this today. And from Sweden tonight, the prime minister there with a new message for President Trump after the president talked about an incident in Sweden. They're asking, what incident? Here's ABC's chief foreign correspondent, Terry Moran.
In Parliament Square tonight, a throng of people protesting against President Trump. Inside, a fierce parliamentary debate triggered by a petition signed by nearly 2 million Britons seeking to downgrade President Trump's upcoming state visit here, hosted by the Queen, to just an ordinary visit without any royal welcome.
We should not be inviting him to preach hatred and to spread his bigotry, his misogyny and his division.
Order. Nearly 63 million people actually voted for President Trump, and that is their democratic decision.
Across Europe, President Trump is the great disruptor, a focus of controversy and concern. The latest flap coming this weekend when, riffing on terror in Europe, he alluded to some kind of incident in Sweden.
You look at what's happening last night in Sweden. Sweden. Who would believe this? Sweden. They took in large numbers. They're having problems like they never thought possible.
The problem? There was no incident in Sweden. Later, President Trump taking to Twitter, explaining that his statement was in reference to a story that was broadcast on Fox News concerning immigrants in Sweden. But that drew a pointed response today from Sweden's prime minister.
We must all take responsibility for using facts correctly and for verifying any information that we spread.
All this while Vice President Mike Pence is in Europe to soothe the rattled allies. And in Iraq, Secretary of Defense Mattis trying to defuse the outrage over this comment from President Trump at the CIA.
I don't want to go into Iraq, but I will tell you, when we were in, we got out wrong. And I always said, in addition to that, keep the on, but okay. Maybe you'll have another chance.
My colleague David Muir later asking him to clarify.
What got my attention, Mr. President, was when you said maybe we'll have another chance.
Well, don't let it get your attention too much, because we'll see what happens. I mean, we're going to see what happens.
Today, Secretary Mattis made clear where he stands.
We're not in Iraq to seize anybody's oil.
Let's get back to Terry Moran. He's live in London tonight. And Terry, back to that debate right there in the UK. Where does this state visit stand?
It's going to happen, David. The government here is not going to rescind that invitation, so President Trump will come. He'll be greeted by the Queen. But if he thinks that protest tonight was big, he is likely to see a wave of opposition when he gets here later this year, probably in the summer. David?
Terry Moran in London tonight. Terry, thank you.